And welcome back to Fox 12 Now. I'm Greg Nibbler here in the Fox 12 Oregon newsroom, and thanks for joining us. You know, we get to have a lot of conversations, but one thing we have talked about here on this show is the game show, The Floor, which has been a sensation since it was launched. You had Rob Lowe hosting it, and we've had some winners from Oregon before, and for this new season, we've got another contestant from Oregon, and she is joining us right now. We've got Kay, who's here. Kay, thank you for being here. So excited to have you on and to talk about this show. And no spoilers. I'm just going to say that for everybody. We're not going to spoil anything, but we are going to talk about it. You know, unless you want to, but I don't think you do. So we're going to talk about the game. And Kay, would you mind, letting us know though just a little bit about yourself, since you are local here, and how you found out about this show to begin with.
Okay. Kay Costeca Proctor, Heppner, Oregon. Yay, Mustangs. And I originally grew up in Hermiston, worked in the watermelon fields. And I record game shows and watch them later in the evening. And I was watching The Floor about midnight in my pajamas and thought, I'm going to try out for a contestant. And did a recording right in my PJs and sent it in and started being contacted by email about 2 weeks later. And I thought it was a scam and wasn't sure I should respond, but I did, and it went from there.
Well, so you were watching the shows, recorded one in your pajamas, and then 2 weeks later, You're getting a response. I mean, what was that process like once you figured out it wasn't spam and that you could reply to them? Like, what happens from there, from responding to an email to all of a sudden being, flown onto this show?
There was a lot of Zoom meetings and emails and background checks and requirements to look for my clothes to wear on the show. And finally, after about 2 or 3 months of this,
Before we get started, I just have to.
When will I know when I'm a contestant or not? And they said, oh, did we not tell you? You are. And 10 days later, I was flying to Dublin for filming.
So from 10 days to know that. And by the way, for anybody who doesn't know, the show is filmed in Dublin. So you got to spend some time in Ireland on top of that.
Yes, I did. And I was very fortunate. I was an alternate. I was on season 5. I was an alternate for season 4. So I got to go early for the entire taping of season 4 and then was on season 5. So I think I was there total of about 16, 17 days.
Wow, that's awesome on its own right. But as for being an alternate, tell us about the game itself. What was it that made you think, I think I could be pretty successful at this?
Well, I've always enjoyed trivia. My family's watched game shows forever. And of course, Rob Lowe as a host is a pretty good draw. And very good draw. And I'm of the age, I was the oldest contestant there on season 5. And I'm of the age that, well, we learn a little bit about a lot of subjects. So I thought I could do all right on a trivia show.
Okay, talking about Rob Lowe, what was it like talking to him and interacting with him?
Rob Lowe, a lot of this is edited down, but when contestants are called up on stage for their duel, he visits with us, chitter chatter, makes us relaxed and comfortable, and just a very nice, real person, very real.
What was it like behind the scenes, or just even during the game, with the other contestants? Was there any kind of camaraderie, or was it really competitive and you guys are, yelling at each other in the background or something like that?
Of course, everyone handles it different, but there are genuine friendships made, and I keep in touch with a lot of the contestants. And in season 5, there's a big controversy about an alliance versus the Angels. Whether it proves out to be true or not, I don't know. But I wasn't a part of anything. I was just happy to be there and enjoyed myself and the people and just the whole experience.
what did you do to prepare? Is there, like, while you're over there, are you doing like study sessions? Are there things you can do, or is it more just kind of let it happen as it happens?
Well, we're before show, pre-show, we're required to send in 3 topics that we think we could specialize in. And being a small town country gal, I sent in crops and farm equipment, things like that. But when the day of our, about 2 days before our filming, we were handed a long list, 100 contestants. So there's 100 categories of what all the categories were. And mine was picked for me. And I can say it now, I was given the Oregon Trail, which
Hey.
I'm very happy with. I live a few miles from there. I've studied it. I walked it. I was very happy with that.
Yeah, that's a nice bonus to have that on there.
And for studying, of course, we had to study all 100 categories at first, but the day of filming, we found out where our section of the 100 squares were, and people would concentrate on the squares around them. And some people studied in groups. I got too distracted and would start yakking instead. So I studied on my own in my room most of the time. But after a certain point, you realize you either know it or you don't.
Yeah, and plus you're in Dublin. I mean, you got to go out and have a little bit of fun.
Yeah.
How does it feel, representing Oregon in this competition?
I was very proud to represent my home state. I'm a lifelong East Oregonian, but I have relatives all over and friends all over the state. And I was very proud to be there. I just have to teach Rob Lowe how to say Oregon because he pronounced it. How do you say it?
No.
The Oregon.
Oh no,
Yeah,
he did? All
He
right.
didn't pronounce it the way we natives say Oregon.
Okay. Well, we'll have to get a hold of somebody to get a hold of Rob Lowe to correct him on that,
Please
obviously.
do.
Yeah. So anybody out
Please do.
there, please let Rob know how to say Oregon correctly. Or just come on this show, Rob, if you want to join us here on Fox 12 now. All right. Well, anything else that you want to let people know about, for the competition and what to expect coming up?
Well, of course, the prize for winning is $250,000. But I must say that would have been a bonus. I went there for the people and the experience and just the fun. I'm of the age I want to live my life as fully as I can. And so for whatever reasons you apply for the show, and I do encourage you to apply for the show, it is such a diversity of contestants, background, occupations. I really encourage you to, and ages. I really encourage you to try out.
Are there any more game show attempts in your future?
Well, some of us are hoping they have that the floor has a redemption or an all-star episode in the future, season in the future. I'd go back for that in a heartbeat.
All right. Yeah. There we go. There we go. Well, Kate, thank you, for joining us to talk about this. Congratulations on being on the show and, making it through that audition process, meeting Rob Lowe. We'll get him correct on some of the other things. But otherwise, sounds like an all-around, just a great experience.
It was wonderful. Thank you, Greg.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks for joining us here on Fox 12 Now.
Okay.
And for everybody watching, this is, as I mentioned, our show. We live stream here. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break. We'll come back. We've got plenty more for you throughout the afternoon. If there's any breaking news, we'll have that for you here as well. But we get to have these longer form conversations on this show. So stick right there. Back in a minute with more Fox 12 Now.